Okay, good morning, good evening, Mr. X's class. We're here to talk about the word margin. So margin is a noun, in Spanish, margen, and so is the first, one of the main translations of it. One definition that you know from class, if you're typing anything, is margin is the empty space on the side of a page, going around the side. So on any page, like this page, okay, the margin is around each side, the white space that's all the way around. That's the margin. And the sentence here is the standard margin in a typed academic essay is 1 inch on each side, which is not the same as the default on Word. So if you go to college, like, you have to go change it. I can't remember which one, but 2 of the sides are 1.25 instead of 1, actually. So if professors are really picky, they might get you in trouble if you don't change it. So margin is the white space around the document. 2 other meanings of margin. One is when somebody wins. When somebody wins something. It's the amount of time, like in a race, for example. If there's some runners, he won by a 1 second margin. You know, I don't know. If you're thinking, like in the Olympics, if they're sprinting, it's smaller. It's like a 1/10 of a second. They're so close. In a long race, there'll be a bigger margin between the winner and the next person because they have more time to spread out. Right? In a marathon, there might be a few seconds or 20 seconds, I don't know, in between them. That's the margin, the difference between the winner and the second place. Also, you use it for a number of votes for elections. You talk about the vote margin, the margin that somebody wins an election by. So I think this is true. I didn't look it up, but I just made up the sentence. I don't know, I'm not quite sure what his margin was, but the last election in 2012, I said he won the election by a small margin. So that would mean it's only a small number. More people voted for him than voted for the other side. The number, it's by how many votes did you win an election? Okay, definition 3 is profit margin, profit ganancia. So it's the difference, profit margin is if you're in a business where you buy things and then sell them. If you buy it from somebody and then you sell it to customers, the margin is the difference in price. So it's how much money you make based on, say I buy markers for 10 cents and then I sell them for 50 cents. What's my margin? I buy them for 10 cents and I sell them for 50 cents. What would be my margin? You subtract them. It would be 40 cents. It's how much money you make, the difference. The difference between what you get but then you subtract the amount you had to pay, right? And then what's left is your profit, ganancia, that you put in your pocket. That's the margin, the difference between those 2 prices. So I put here, I'm not sure if this is true. Didn't do my research, didn't have time, but I'm inventing sentences. But I said there is a high profit margin on gasoline. If that were true, I don't know if it's true, then companies would make a lot of money because you buy it at low price and you sell it at a high price and the whole difference goes in your pocket, so you'd be very rich, right? If that were true. I don't know exactly what the margin is on gasoline. Word families. Marginal means it's an adjective and it means like on the edge because margin is like the edge. Like this, if you think about it on a paper, right? The edge. So the margin is the edge. So marginal means on the edge of something. Al borde, al límite, right? And marginally, what's the part of speech of that? Adverb, very good, because it's ly. Well, that doesn't always work. There are exceptions to every rule in English. But if you have to guess, most of the time ly words are adverbs. There are words like friendly. Friendly is an adjective, but only a few. But most of the time ly words are adverbs. Marginally means in a marginal way, in a way that's on the edge. So it could be like, that is, I don't know if you say something is marginally acceptable. It's almost bad, but it's barely okay, like you could say, or something like that. Marginally, and this is one of those adverbs that's actually used, it's often used to describe other adjectives or other adverbs. Kind of like very is an adverb. So like the weird adverbs. Most adverbs describe actions, but this one often describes adjectives or adverbs. Saying how much. Basically those kind of adverbs, they say how much. So this one says how much. So it's like marginally, like if something is marginally okay, that means it's okay just barely by a little bit. But just like the edge. It's on the edge between okay and not okay, let's say. Okay, so are there any questions? I'll step out of the way. Synonyms, edge, limit, and then surplus kind of like profit margin. So are there any questions about these words? Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for filming today.